Hello, let's do a review of Fleet of Knives by Gareth L. Powell, a 2019 follow-up to Embers of War. This is number 2 in the Embers of War series, a space opera, military science fiction novel. So I'm assuming if you're watching this, I don't know how you'd be watching this, but if you're watching this, you're familiar with Ember of Knives. If not, you can, I guess, go watch that review or decide whether you want to read the book or not. So in that last book, genocide was committed at the very beginning of the book. Trouble Dog, a sentient warship who had given up their commission to join the House of Reclamation, whose mission is of peace and of helping people out, goes with her crew, most notably the captain Sal, and Clay, and a ill-equipped doctor, and a alien being called it's a droog, it's Nod, who is very kind of fixing and is very much all about the mother tree, the world, is it the world tree, the mother tree. They go to rescue it. Notably, the one survivor that actually does survive a cruise ship getting. Well, actually, oh God, I've messed it up. Okay, I messed it up. Here, this isn't me doing a review. This is me running through everything and getting it all straight, getting it out all straight. So yeah, I'm gonna do a review of Fleet of Knives, Embers of War number 2 by Gareth L. Powell, 2019. I'll do a last time on Embers of War, this space opera military science fiction, where at the very beginning of the book, a genocide war crime is committed, which ends the war. And how this book gets kicked off is a cruise ship that's going by these ancient planets gets attacked, crash lands. The one notable survivor is Ona Sudak, this war poet who is more than she seems to be, and we find out indeed that she is the war criminal who ordered the war crime at the beginning of the last book. They find out that the reason why this cruise ship has been attacked and they get attacked is that military powers want to keep the secret of the fact that this planet is bigger on the inside and houses a gigantic armada, the Marble Armada of these ancient warships, which are also sentient, where their makers have mysteriously, for some reason, buzzed off. There's sort of kind of black and white, kind of very kind of bad military guys who are trying to destroy them. They manage to escape by diving into the planet. They get out the other. They give this Marble Armada their purpose, but they're looking for a leader by the end of that book. So that's the first book. The second book, that there's some definitely mirroring of the first novel. There's yet another rescue in this one. A Lucy's Ghost, which is a salvage ship, tries to illegally hop onto this ancient art ship, which was failed and is now a shrine, very highly that is highly felt highly protected by this alien race. So it's very illegal to go there to pillage. The people are not. They're desperate people. They're desperate for money, but they're doing something extremely wrong. They get in trouble. They get attacked by some being of a higher dimension with like diamond teeth, like an actual giant space creature. And so the Trouble Dog yet again is the ship that's the nearest around. So it rescues them. The Trouble Dog is the crew is sort of working out things from last time. Sal and their crewmate Clay. The Clay testifies against her because perhaps through her actions, she got another crew member killed. This isn't really gone into much depth. They kind of iron out their differences, and they're all sisters now. So what could go wrong with any of them? Ona Sudak, who, yes, as I said, was revealed to be a war criminal in the last book, is taken on by the Marble Armada to lead them to get to the price is they want to do peace by any means necessary, but they need someone to lead them who's willing to make those things. And so Ona Sudak, basically what she was doing at the very beginning of the first book, she just continues doing it, apparently having changed not a whit or at all in the last from the last one. So yeah, there's repeats in this. There's the rescue plot. There's Trouble Dog dives into a tight spot to escape bad guys. Escape bad guys yet again. There's new bad guys. This Marble Armada. And they're sort of as one note as the militaristic assholes were in the last one. There's no nuance. They're just like, oh, we have to kill everyone for peace. So, it raises questions like, what the hell is the nature of the Marble Armada and why? Because they say that they're looking for a goal, and they need someone who's judge worthy to give them that goal, and that apparently is Trouble Dog and Sal. But it's like you go to the logical extreme. We have to destroy all military stuff, all military equipment to ensure peace. But really, the military stuff is all going to come from the minds of human beings. So isn't it like basically logical? You just need to destroy all human beings, just bomb them back into the Stone Age, perhaps even further, to ensure that there's always peace. They go about things the most violent and terrible way that they can. They just destroy everyone. They don't say like, look, you need to disarm, give them like, a deadline and say, do it by this time or we'll start doing it. And then like, when they don't, because they'll ignore it, they just destroy one. And, then everyone can make their informed decisions, even though it's all very coercive and isn't really going to get them anywhere. It's just going to breathe. Just it's just imposing peace seems like they just seem to think this is just the most logical way to do things, and it just seems so dumb. Why did they pick Ona Sudak of all people? Unless they want to commit war crimes. There's some hand-wavy stuff at the beginning saying, oh, we picked you because you turned yourself over to the authorities. It's like, Ona Sudak did not turn themselves over to the authorities. Ona Sudak was picked up by the Trouble Dog and Sal and handed over to the authorities. She shows no remorse or that she's thought anything at all about what she has done. And indeed, they sort of banking on her just continuing on absolutely unrepentant and unswitched from being a fucking war criminal butchering, large swaths of people for the greater good, which they seem to be totally into. And the Marbles, it seems like they've done terrible things to their makers, who maybe that's why they took off in the first point. So this is like a super blunt book, which would be fine if the characters were more cartoony, but there's always this effort to try and make it, oh, we're thinking about the deep thoughts. It's like, no, you were not thinking about the deep thoughts. This is all just super nonsense, and asking us, it'd be one thing if it was nonsense and we're just fun nonsense and we're having fun, but no, this book is trying in some way to try and make you think about stuff like war crimes and what would you have to do to commit to hopefully get a good goal, good outcome. And it's like, it doesn't achieve any of this. And it's like the worst crime the book takes is it's like it thinks it's deep. It is a deep book. And stuff like God, at one point it says, one of these speeches, it says like, oh, the character says like, we're like sharks. If we stop moving, we'll die. Which, hashtag not all sharks. But it thinks that cliche is such a deep thought. It uses it twice, and that is the way it caps off the final bit of this novel, is to repeat the dumb cliche that I rolled my eyes at the first time. Is we're going to use that again. It's like, this is a book that is not thoughtful. I really wish that this was a dumb, fun pulp fiction novel with silly characters doing outrageous things. I mean, it's got a lot of like, there's a space monster in here. There's sentient spaceships. There's a planet that's bigger on the inside. It does. There's the whole thing with Johnny Schultz and his crew of the Lucy's Ghost have kind of a scary kind of monster section of they're being chased by monsters, getting picked off one by one, which is is like, that's fun. It's all the stuff that's saying you should try and you should take this at all serious, which completely undermines the book and is very, very, very uneven. So yeah, that is what's turned out to be part review, part practice video. So let's try and do this again, because I am trying to get better at reviews. So let's try and do that again, but neatly this time. We'll try. We'll try. All right, here it comes.